In this video, I will talk about the Pareto Principle. And it's very important to know that 80% of our results come because of 20% of our psychology. That means our psychology is that what creates the real results. So it's important to focus on the psychology. A lot of people, they focus on outer strategies, but it won't work. There are only a few people for who it will work. And why? Because they were conditioned like that from the start when they were little childs and teenagers. They were conditioned in the right way. They have the right role or the right script, you know. And if they go out in the world and they try out these other strategies, they will get results. So they will get a lot of business results, for example. But it won't work for most people because they focus on other strategies, but they have to change their psychology. Our outer strategy is actually the result of our psychology. When you, for example, believe that you are not worth it, that you're not worth it to get a lot of money in your business, you will act in a specific way that will create these results. So your outer strategy is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You will act in that kind of way that at the end of this day, you will tell yourself the story that it won't work, won't work out anyway, and you will create just the same results by your outer strategy, because it's a result of your psychology. So if we have first to change our inner psychology, now let's talk about that. So what can you do? So when you try out different things in your business, you experience emotional triggers. For example, in a meeting. Okay, you have a meeting and now you experience an emotion. And what a lot of people do is they ignore this emotion. But our emotions are inner thoughts. They are our psychology, and this psychology creates our behavior and our results. So we have to focus on them instead of ignoring them. So when you have next time a certain trigger, for example, okay, you experience, I don't know, frustration, any kind of feeling, anxiety, what you do now, you observe this emotional reaction. So you observe how it feels, and you are just going in the observation mode. You don't think much about it. You just try to observe as good as you can. Then and the second step is you experience this emotion, the experience fully. You just feel it as good as you can. What you can also do is just ask yourself the question, where does this emotion come from? And then you will see, with practice, you will see the memory. Maybe it comes from a childhood or from somewhere else. All you do is just observing everything. The emotion, your thoughts, the story that you tell yourself. And by doing that, you proceed this emotion. At some point, this emotion will dissolve if you practice that. And that's the second step. And now after that, I will tell you now what you have to do to act like your ideal self. So to act like your ideal self, you first need a clear vision. And I don't mean this just rationally, but also emotionally. How would you feel emotionally if you would achieve your goal? It's very important that you know as much as you can, about your ideal self. And the second thing, so let's now imagine you had this trigger last time in the meeting. So now you proceed this trigger. You have focused on the emotion has dissolved, or it's started to get less intense. And after that, you next time before the meeting, you imagine how you tap into your ideal self. But you don't imagine your end results, but how you act like your ideal self in the meeting. How you act like your ideal self in the next situation in your meeting. And you feel these emotions. Very important you focus on these emotions, because our emotions, our thoughts create our behavior, and our behavior creates our results. So you focus on these emotions of your ideal self. You act in that because of that like your ideal self. And because you act like your ideal self, you increase the probability of having better results, and with time, by practicing that, you will get the results that you want. So all you have to do, just imagining just to know your goal. That's the first thing. Know your goal, and also on an emotional level, how you feel. Write really down your emotions. Don't just say good. Good is not emotion. Write down your specific emotions. The second thing is just tap into your ideal self. Just shortly before the meeting, imagine how you would feel like your ideal self, and how you'd act that way, like that in your meeting. And the third thing is just to take aligned action. You just go in the meeting or whatever you wanted to do and take this aligned action, aligned with your ideal self, instead of just taking massive action about not changing your psychology. It doesn't bring much if you don't change your psychology but take massive action. It won't create you for you usually massive results. It's just an overcompensation. So that's all you have to do. And why you have to focus on this, on your emotions and resolve them? Because you want to let go of your past self. If you let go of your past self, now you are able to tap into your future self. You let go of this trigger, and now you can tap into future self to create your ideal results. So it's important first to let go of the past and then tap into your future self, basically. So these are the steps how you can do it. And if this helped you, then just subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment below what are your experiences. So where do you have these emotional triggers, or what is a mindset that helped you to improve in business? And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.